Every summer, millions of Americans board flights to explore the world. They visit ancient cities. They hike trails that wind through forests older than memory. Most of them come home. But in the summer of 2026, one young man walked into the mountains of Kyoto, Japan, and never walked back out. This is the story of James Weston Higginbotham, 20 years old, Auburn University student, a young man who loved butterflies, hated environmental waste, and lived to see the sunrise from the highest point he could find. And it's the story of a family who refused to stop searching even when everyone else did. Kyoto, in late May, is one of the most beautiful places on Earth. Ancient temples rise above streets packed with tourists. The air smells of incense and summer rain. Cedar forests climb the mountains that ring the city on every side, dense, dark, and deep. On May 22, 2026, the Higginbotham family arrived from Birmingham, Alabama. This was a celebration, a graduation trip for Weston's younger brother. The family had planned it for months. Weston was the kind of traveler who doesn't stay on the tourist path. He was a biosystems engineering student who had gone vegan, who studied sustainability, who carried a field guide to butterflies wherever he went. Japan, its forests, its mountains, its ancient trails felt like exactly the kind of place he was made for. For 7 days, the family explored together, and then, on the afternoon of May 29th, something small happened. Weston and his mother Nancy had a disagreement. Not a fight, not a blow-up, a disagreement about something that, to Weston, mattered deeply. Nancy had been using ChatGPT to help navigate their trip. To most people, a completely normal thing to do. But Weston had spent the past year thinking hard about the environmental cost of artificial intelligence. The data centers, the electricity, the carbon footprint of every single query. It bothered him in a way that was personal, not political. He needed space. He set out alone to explore Kyoto. His family watched his Life 360 location dot move across the city map. He visited a few shops. He boarded a train heading east. Toward the mountains. At approximately 8 p.m., CCTV cameras in the Yamashina district captured Weston walking alone. Yamashina sits on the eastern edge of Kyoto, where the city ends and the mountains begin, where the trails push up into forest so thick and so tall that the light disappears within minutes of leaving the path. And then, his location services turned off. His phone went dark. His family messaged him, no reply. They called, silence. At 2 a.m., his parents walked into a Kyoto police station and filed a missing persons report. Outside, the first rains of a coming storm were already beginning to fall, washing away footprints, muddying every trail leading into those mountains. The Japanese response was swift and serious. Approximately 100 officers were deployed across the Yamashina mountain region. Canine search dogs worked the trails. helicopters swept the ridgelines. But the forest gave nothing back. 3 days passed. Then, investigators confirmed something that had been delayed by the storm. CCTV footage placing Weston on a path leading directly toward the hiking trails at the edge of the mountain forest. It narrowed the search zone, but it didn't produce answer. Meanwhile, 6,000 miles away, Auburn University held its breath. His hometown of Hoover, Alabama, held its breath. And on social media, Reddit, Facebook, X, the entire world began watching and searching alongside a family that refused to go home without their son.
Then came a statement from Kyoto Prefectural Police that stopped the internet cold. Investigators told reporters they believed it was, quote, highly probable that Weston had left his family intentionally. He wasn't lost. According to police, he had chosen to go. His phone wasn't dead. It had been switched off deliberately. The narrative shifted overnight. News coverage changed its tone. Online forums exploded with theories. But his family never shifted. Not once. His father Keith simply said, "We've got to find him." His mother Nancy posted to Facebook every single day, "We truly believe he is still alive. We are looking for him alive." When official resources began scaling back, the Higginbothams made a decision. They hired their own private search and rescue team. They gathered local Japanese volunteers. And they went back into the mountains themselves, targeting areas that the police search had never covered. June 6, 2026. 8 days after Weston disappeared. At 2:35 in the afternoon, a volunteer search and rescue team found him. In the mountains. In the forest. In the place he had walked into alone. Kyoto police confirmed there was no sign of foul play. They did not disclose a cause of death. Nancy Higginbotham wrote on Facebook, and I want to read this exactly as she wrote it, because her words deserve to be heard. She wrote, "Our family is heartbroken to share that Weston was found deceased by a volunteer search and rescue group in a mountainous area outside of Kyoto. The grief we feel is impossible to put into words. We are forever grateful for the time we had with our sweet, precious Weston." Auburn University President Christopher Roberts said the community had lost a valued member of the Auburn family. And somewhere in a forest in Japan, a butterfly field guide lay among the cedar trees. This story moved you. If you found yourself searching alongside a family that never gave up, then subscribe to True Crime Files. Every week, we open the vault on America's most haunting mysteries. Cold cases. Disappearances. The cases that refuse to fade. And leave your thoughts below. What do you think really happened in the mountains of Kyoto? We read every comment. Until next time, stay curious. Stay safe. And never stop asking what really happened.